Welcome back to the Michael Lofton show. Concerning and troubling rumors are starting to appear up on social media from many, many different sources, saying that Pope Francis has less than 72 hours to live. We're going to take a look at that. And then also take a look at the official updates that we're seeing from the Vatican on the situation with Pope Francis, who has been in the hospital for about 10 days now being treated for some very serious issues. So we're going to see what the official narrative is and also what some of the rumors are coming from many, many different sources. So there's kind of an official narrative saying that, yeah, no, he's in critical condition, he's not out of danger, but keep praying. And then there's something else that we're saying. Others are saying, actually, it's even worse than that. He's got less than 72 hours to live. Uh, he's 88 years old and he's dealing with some really serious issues. It sounds like he's already not only just in critical condition, but he does have renal failure as well. So we're going to take a look at that. It's very, very troubling to see this. And I certainly, again, encourage everyone to please pray for his health, as he is currently, it sounds like, dealing with what could be the very last few days of his life. Let me share my screen and show you what CNA is saying. Or, well, first, let's actually start with the Vatican news. So let's kind of look at the official narrative, and then we'll take a look at the rumors. So, slight improvement in Pope's condition. This is again from Vatican News. The Holy See Press Office provides an update on the Pope's health. No new episode of asthma-like respiratory distress. A slight reduction in oxygen flow and levels and improved test results. His mild kidney insufficiency, they say, is not a cause for concern. Pope Francis has resumed work and in the evening called the parish in Gaza. I'm sorry, but how is mild kidney insufficiency or kidney failure not a cause for concern? Excuse me? On Sunday evening, the Holy See Press Office provided the following update. The Holy Father's clinical condition, despite its severity, has shown a slight improvement. No episodes of asthma-like respiratory distress occurred today, and some laboratory tests have shown improvement. The monitoring of his mild kidney insufficiency has not raised any concerns. Oxygen therapy continues, although with slightly reduced flow and oxygen levels. Given the complexity of the clinical picture, the doctors are prudently maintaining their cautious prognosis. In the morning, the Pope received the Eucharist, while in the afternoon, he resumed his work. In the evening, he called the parish priest of Gaza to express his paternal closeness. Pope Francis thanks the entire people of God who in these days have gathered to pray for his health. That's the most recent update from Vatican News. Another article that they posted a few hours prior to that, Pope had a good 10th night in the hospital. Pope Francis had a restful 10th night in the hospital, according to a statement published on Monday morning by the Holy See Press Office. The night went well. The Pope slept and is resting, read the statement. The Pope is receiving treatment for double pneumonia at Rome's Gemelli Hospital. On Sunday evening, the Holy See Press Office said his condition remains critical, though he has not experienced any respiratory crisis since Saturday morning. Pope Francis received blood transfusions to bring up his hemoglobin levels. And it says the thrombocytopenia remains stable. However, some blood tests show early mild renal insufficiency, which is currently under control, said the Sunday Press statement, adding that high oxygen therapy continues through nasal cannulas. Earlier on Sunday, the Pope attended Mass in his apartment in Gemelli Hospital with the doctors and nurses who were overseeing his treatment. Okay, so that is what we're getting so far. See, Paul asking, can he get dialysis? Possibly. Um, but as I understand it, that problem, the kidney, I'm sorry, the renal failure there, may lead to other issues as well. So I don't know. I don't know how all that works. Um, it doesn't sound good though. And for them to suggest that somehow this is not a cause for concern is really weird. But then again, I'm not a medical expert, and so maybe that's not a cause for concern, but it sounds concerning, and I've seen others indicate that it is a cause for concern. So I don't know, one other thing before we look at the 72 hours left thing. This is from CNA. Vatican says Pope Francis has shown slight improvement on his 11th day in the hospital. His condition remains serious, but has shown slight improvement. 88-year-old still receiving oxygen therapy through his nose, through a slightly reduced flow and concentration. Doctors reported no further episodes of respiratory distress. Some of the Pope's lab tests have improved, and his mild kidney insufficiency remains under observation, but is not a cause for concern, according to the Vatican. And then they kind of give a recap of, what all he's been going through the last 11 days or so. So that's what we're seeing so far as kind of the official narrative. Now, on the other hand, I'm seeing dozens and dozens and dozens of posts um, about Pope Francis having less than 72 hours to live. I don't know for sure who is the originator of this claim. It appears that it has originated from multiple people. Um, and at least one of them does have some sources in the Gemelli Hospital, which causes me to think, okay, this might, even though it still kind of has rumor status, this actually might hold some truth. Let me show you what I'm referring to. I'm going to share my screen. This is coming from a source that I think is pretty questionable. Raymond Arroyo, I've shown many problems with his um, perspectives and reporting on Pope Francis before. And then he's quoting LifeSite News' Michael Haynes, who is also very questionable as a source on this situation. Normally, I would kind of think, well, both of those are really poor sources of information due to their track record. But I do know that Raymond Arroyo does actually have some connections in the Gemelli Clinic. I know that much. So because he has some connections in the Gemelli Clinic, I don't know. There might be some truth to this one. He's saying, I'm now hearing similar reports from the Gemelli Clinic, pray for Pope Francis. So he's now saying that he is actually hearing this directly from some people at Gemelli Clinic. That's what makes me think, okay, there might be some truth to this. Well, what is he hearing? Well, he quote tweets this that says Messine Latino. I believe this is an Italian source, reports reliable sources at the Gemelli Hospital saying Pope Francis has under 72 hours to live. Gemelli's chaplain now urges people to pray with a hope against all hope. Okay, so this claim that the Gemelli Hospital is saying, sources at that hospital are saying he only has 72 hours to live. Raymond Arroyo is saying that he has confirmed reports from the Gemelli Clinic as well. And again, because I know that he does have contacts there, it makes me think, okay, he's likely telling the truth that he has heard this from some sources at Gemelli Clinic. Now, the question then is, okay, who are those people, right? Is this just some random nurse at the clinic who's just kind of speculating? Is this someone higher up at the clinic? Is this coming from a doctor at the clinic? Somebody, more official, more in the know? Or is it just kind of a random from the Gemelli Clinic? I don't know, because he doesn't tell us who it is. But we're seeing multiple sources indicating the same thing. And some people have pointed out, well, some of the information that has come out later from Vatican News about Pope Francis's medical condition, we found out beforehand from some of the same sources that are now reporting this situation with 72 hours to live. And so I don't know. Again, it could be false. It could be that it's from unreliable people. It could be that there's some people misheard something and then they're spreading that information, or they're speculating and then they're spreading that information, or it could be reliable. But what you will see is a whole bunch of reports um, are going to start to surface pretty soon. It's only a matter of time before news sources will catch wind of this and start reporting it. So you'll likely start to hear about this in the next day or so. Um, so I wanted to bring it to your attention, but again, kind of keep in mind that so far this is we haven't really been able to verify it. It's at best third hand or so, but I don't know. It has a ring of truth to it. I suspect it could be true. Look, he's 88 years old. He's in critical condition, according to the official narrative. He's not doing good. They say there's slight improvement, but as soon as they say there's slight improvement, all of a sudden, right after that, he had a major respiratory attack. And so, I'm not really buying the claim that, well, there's slight improvement, so don't really worry, everything's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. So it does appear to be a really concerning situation. 88 years old, dealing with some really serious issues. I don't know. I do think that we very well may see a conclave soon. And that's why I ask everybody to continue to pray for his health. Speaking of which, the Cardinals in Rome are getting together at St. Peter's Square to pray the rosary for Pope Francis. In addition to another number of other people. Take a look at this. This is from Vatican News. Cardinal Parolin, the Secretary of State at the Vatican, to lead a rosary for the Pope's health in St. Peter's Square. So the Vatican then announced an evening rosary for the Holy Father's health on Monday in St. Peter's Square. The Holy See Press Office released a statement announcing that starting this evening, the Cardinals in Rome. Okay, so it doesn't sound like cardinals from all over the world are starting to fly in just yet. I mean, if that happens, you already know they're preparing for a conclave. But the cardinals who are already living in Rome are going to be getting together, along with all collaborators of the Roman Curia and the Diocese of Rome, responding to the sentiments of the people of God. They'll gather in St. Peter's Square at 9 p.m. today to recite the Holy Rosary for the health of the Pope. Today's prayer, he noted, will be led by His Eminence Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin. There has been a tremendous outpouring of prayer for Pope Francis's recovery from around the world, and in the Holy Father's Angelus address, which he chose to have published and distributed on Sunday. He thanked everyone for their prayers for him. On Sunday afternoon, the Vicar General of Rome, Cardinal Reina, celebrated a special Mass for the Pope's recovery at the Papal Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome, and the President of Italy's Episcopal Conference, Cardinal Zuppi, later that evening, led a rosary at the Basilica of San Domenico in Bologna for the same intention. The prayer service is in St. Peter's Square, will be broadcast live on Vatican News website and social media channels. And so you can certainly tune in to that and also pray as well for his recovery in unison here with the Cardinals and the other people at St. Peter's Square, if you wish to do so. Highly recommended. So please keep this in mind. We will find out more information soon. There will be, I'm sure, another update coming this evening about Pope Francis's health. But we can certainly hope that the rumors about the 72 hours to live are not true. And even if they aren't true or are true, that, prayer will change that situation. So please keep this in mind, and I'll do my best to keep you all up to date with what we know as the information comes. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Pray for the Pope. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. We'll see you later. God bless. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and if you want to support the channel, visit patreon.com/Reason and Theology.